All right, let's move on to the next item, which is a boxer's guard. A boxer's guard that is held with the hands. It makes no difference for southpaws or orthodox fighters, but we'll demonstrate the guard for the orthodox stance. So, as we said, your feet should be shoulder width apart with an imaginary line running between your feet. Make sure to keep this in mind. Your weight should be distributed evenly on both feet, slightly leaning to the right, but I'm facing forward or in the direction of the straight line I want to move along. The first thing I do for my guard is to place my hands over my feet with my elbows resting on my stomach. And I position my hands like this, under my cheekbones. This opening in my hand should be facing the opponent, meaning my palm should be closed. Pay very close attention, Asaste. Your fist and your elbow should be properly aligned in a straight line. You shouldn't make this mistake like this. And you shouldn't make this mistake like this either. This is how we hold our hand in our guard, starting our guard from the rear hand. Our stance shouldn't be off. In this stance, the fist should be just below the cheekbone, not much higher. This mistake again, not too low either. That's also a mistake, below the cheekbone. That means when I want to take my guard position, with the rear hand, the elbow is tucked to the body like this. The hand and elbow should be in a straight line. Again, if it is positioned like this, or if the elbow happens to be too far forward, that is also incorrect. That is another mistake, and it can affect your shoulder. And it makes your punch incomplete, but we keep everything in a straight line. We position our rear hand like this. The muscles should be very relaxed and loose, and we hold our guard just below the cheekbone. The hand is completely under the cheekbone in a straight line. Now we want to guard with our lead hand. We bring the hand up straight like this. Up. Your fist is positioned right between your eyebrows, like the number 11. My guard right now is like the number 11. This hand of mine should be just a little bit higher than my other hand. The shoulders can be level, or the back shoulder can be a little lower than the front shoulder. There's nothing wrong with that. But if, when you take your guard, your upper body weight is balanced on both feet and your back shoulder is higher, that's a flaw. This is incorrect, and the boxer is practicing with a flaw. Be very careful that your hand is completely straight under your cheek and your elbow is tucked into your stomach. As we said, for the lead hand, we make a fist and bring it in like this. Like this, meaning our palms should be gently positioned facing each other like this. Doing it like this is wrong. Doing it like this is wrong. We shouldn't do these things. The holes on my fist should be facing directly toward me. That means, like this, I should be able to see straight ahead through the middle of my hands. Dear friends, this is very important for the guard. If there's a gap in the middle of my hands here, that's also wrong. Doing it like this is wrong. These are mistakes that often lead to incorrect training for many people. But our rear hand should always be straight. The lead hand should be like this, meaning we should be able to see straight ahead through the middle of our hands. That means we should look at and see our opponent in front of us through the middle of our hands. The face should be positioned exactly in the middle of the hands. So the rear hand is under the cheek, close to the body, with the elbow and hand under the cheek. The lead hand is tucked in. The lead hand should be about a hand's width away from my face. Like this, I should be able to see the boxer in front of me through the middle of my hands. In this way, I don't clench my fist too tightly. Dear friend, the hands should be relaxed because we want the arm muscles to be free for throwing punches. When we tense up our hands to guard, the muscles in our hands become stiff and rigid. And as I will explain to you at higher levels, this stiffness can negatively affect weight transfer and also reduces the overall quality of your punches. So your hands must always remain relaxed and loose, just like this. In this way, for the guard, we try to keep our chin down and look straight ahead at our opponent from under our eyebrows because we want our chin to be protected by our shoulders and hands. My hands are my main guard, always ready and positioned carefully so that I can throw effective punches at my opponent's face from this area. I will explain this to you in more detail at higher levels. Many boxers at the professional, intermediate, and semi-professional levels ask this question. There are a significant number of boxers who box at the professional level without using a guard. Well, this is a completely natural process. When boxers improve their boxing skills and reach higher levels, competing in international matches and top-tier competitions, some boxers lower their guard and fight that way. Now, I want to give an explanation about this. A boxer's guard isn't just about their hands. We call it a guard when we position our hands in a certain way. But the guard, which is specifically intended to protect you from getting hit, is actually the safe distance that a boxer carefully maintains from their opponent. That becomes my guard. In other words, it really helps me to actually get hit less often. Now, why am I explaining this item at the basic and introductory level? It's because many people ask why a certain boxer is an Olympic champion and yet boxes without a guard. I also want to box without a guard, just like them. However, we must always make sure that our training starts from the very basics and the fundamental principles, and we have to learn and truly understand the fundamental principles of boxing first. That means footwork and guard. We have to learn all of these. When we reach higher levels and our boxer's talent is discovered and their unique natural ability is identified, then they can choose to box without a guard or continue with the same guard for 10 years. So here it's very important that from the basics and the very beginning, we absolutely must learn our guard and our style. Let me give you an example, like first graders in elementary school learning their lessons. If we don't practice or learn the correct principles of writing from first grade or the very basics, and then move on to higher levels like intermediate, semi-professional, or high school, and try to continue without those fundamentals, we will definitely run into problems in our learning. So at the basic and beginner level, we absolutely must learn the standard guard, boxing stance, footwork, and proper positioning of the feet correctly for all boxing techniques, starting from the fundamentals. And the techniques in boxing are endless. After we have learned and practiced all the basic and fundamental boxing techniques, as well as carefully followed the essential instructions, we will have a solid understanding of the sport. This strong foundation allows us to perform a wide range of techniques with greater confidence and skill, and enables us to participate in high-quality matches that showcase our improved abilities and understanding of boxing.